Chosen one, have you been feeling drained, disconnected, and like the world doesn't feel real anymore? Stop scrolling. This isn't burnout. It's not laziness. And it's definitely not random. You're being quarantined by the universe itself. And if you're truly chosen, you'll feel chills as I say this, because I'm about to explain everything you've been going through. Before I go on, I need you to do one thing. If you've been pulled into isolation, feeling exhausted for no reason, drop the word quarantine in the comments right now. I'm tracking something big, and I need to know how many of you are waking up to the same shift. If you're new here, hit subscribe. We're not just viewers, we're a real community. Almost 100,000 awakened souls. And you were meant to find this message. Now. Let me show you what's really happening to you. The isolation isn't punishment, it's protection. 3 weeks ago, Sarah from Michigan sent me a message that stopped me in my tracks. She said, "I feel like I'm living behind glass. Everyone around me is moving normally, but I can't connect. It's like I'm watching life from another dimension. Am I losing my mind?" Sarah isn't losing her mind. Neither are you. You're experiencing what I call sacred quarantine, and it's happening to chosen ones worldwide right now, not tomorrow, not last year. Right now. Think about it. When did this start for you? When did you first notice that socializing felt exhausting? When did crowded places start draining your energy? When did you begin craving silence more than conversation? The universe is pulling you out of the matrix of ordinary living because something extraordinary is about to happen. But first, you need to be protected from the noise, the negativity, and the lower frequencies that would interfere with your transformation. Why now? The cosmic timing. This isn't happening randomly. We're in what spiritual scientists call a frequency split, where people are literally vibrating at different levels of consciousness. The chosen ones are being moved to a higher frequency band. But you can't make that jump while you're plugged into the old system. So the universe is unplugging you temporarily. It feels lonely because you're no longer matching the energy of people around you. They're still operating at 3D level, worried about gossip, drama, surface level achievements. But you're being prepared for 5D living. And 5D living requires 5D preparation. Your body is recalibrating. Let me describe exactly what you've been feeling, and you tell me if this sounds familiar. Exhaustion that doesn't make sense. You're sleeping more, but waking up tired. Strange dreams. Vivid, prophetic, or filled with symbols you don't understand. Sensitivity to noise. Music you used to love now irritates you. Craving solitude. Being around people feels like wearing wet clothes. Time distortion. Minutes feel like hours or entire days disappear. If you nodded yes to 3 or more of these, keep watching, because I'm about to explain why your body is responding this way. The spiritual science behind it. Your nervous system is being rewired for higher consciousness. Think of it like upgrading your phone's operating system. You have to restart it. And during that restart, nothing works normally. When a butterfly transforms in its cocoon, it doesn't just grow wings. Its entire cellular structure dissolves and rebuilds. That's what's happening to you right now, except it's happening to your energy body, your consciousness, and your connection to the spiritual realm. The exhaustion? That's not weakness. That's your system using enormous amounts of energy to rebuild itself from the inside out. The sensitivity? Your psychic abilities are coming online. You're picking up energies, emotions, and frequencies that you never noticed before. It's overwhelming because you haven't learned to filter it yet, but you will. And when you do, you'll realize this quarantine wasn't taking something away from you. It was preparing you for abilities you never imagined you could have. Before I continue, I want you to do something. Look at the timestamp right now. If you're still watching at the 7-minute mark, that confirms something important about you. Most people would have clicked away by now. They'd call this too weird or too intense. But you're still here because deep down, you know this is real. You know this is your truth. Drop the number 777 in the comments if you're still with me. I want to see how many real chosen ones are watching this. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Because what I'm about to share next is going to change how you see this entire experience. The hidden 8 casts why others are treating you differently. Here's something they don't tell you about awakening. The people around you will start treating you differently. And most of the time, they won't even realize they're doing it. You might have noticed friends making subtle digs at your new interests, family members suddenly criticizing things they never cared about before, coworkers acting strange around you, people you barely know feeling the need to share their negative opinions about your life. This isn't coincidence. This is what happens when you start vibrating at a frequency that threatens the comfort zone of people still trapped in lower consciousness. The unconscious resistance. When you start awakening, you become a mirror for everyone around you. Your peace exposes their chaos. Your authenticity reveals their masks. Your growth highlights their stagnation. And unconsciously, they start trying to pull you back down. This is why the universe has quarantined you. Not because you did something wrong, but because you need protection while you're in this vulnerable transformation phase. Think of it like this. When a snake sheds its skin, it hides under rocks until the new skin hardens. You're shedding your old identity, and you need protection until your new spiritual skin is strong enough to handle the world again. The energy vampires get more aggressive. Ever notice how certain people suddenly need you more when you're trying to pull back? They text more, call more, show up unannounced, create drama that requires your attention. That's not love. That's energetic addiction. They've been feeding off your energy, and now that you're withdrawing, they're going through withdrawal symptoms. The quarantine protects you from giving away the precious energy you need for your transformation. Every ounce of energy you spend managing other people's emotions is energy stolen from your own evolution. The downloads you're receiving while you've been resting, while you've been isolated, while you've been feeling unproductive by society's standards. Here's what's actually been happening. Ancient wisdom is being downloaded directly into your consciousness. Your psychic abilities are coming online. Your life purpose is being clarified and refined. Toxic patterns and beliefs are being dissolved. Energy signature is being upgraded. You know those moments when you suddenly know something you never learned? When you have insights that seem to come from nowhere? When you look at old problems with completely new eyes? That's not random inspiration. That's direct spiritual download happening because you've finally created enough quiet space to receive it. Asterisk, the prophetic dreams and visions. Let's talk about your dreams lately. They've been different, haven't they? More vivid, more symbolic. Sometimes, you wake up feeling like you've been somewhere else entirely. Sometimes you dream of people you haven't seen in years, and then they contact you within days. This isn't your imagination. During quarantine, the veil between dimensions becomes thinner for chosen ones. You're receiving information, warnings, guidance, and prophecies through your dream state. Start writing them down, even the weird ones. Especially the weird ones. Because 6 months from now, you're going to look back at those dreams and realize they were showing you exactly what was coming. Spiritual team is assembling. Here's something beautiful that's happening that you might not realize while you've been in quarantine. Your spiritual support team has been assembling. Angels, guides, ancestors, higher dimensional beings. They've all been waiting for you to quiet down enough to sense their presence. The isolation you've been feeling? It's making room for spiritual relationships that are more real and supportive than most human relationships you've ever had. You might have been feeling lonely, but you've never been alone. You've been surrounded by love and protection at levels you're just beginning to perceive. If you're still watching at the 17-minute mark, I want you to know something. You have incredible spiritual stamina. Most people can't focus on spiritual content. for this long because their consciousness isn't ready for it. But you are. This is actually a test. The universe is watching to see who has the commitment to receive the deeper teachings. Drop the word chosen if you're committed to watching until the end, because what's coming next is the most important part. The gifts your heightened intuition during this quarantine period. Your intuitive abilities have been developing rapidly. You might have noticed, knowing who's calling before you check your phone, sensing the mood of a room the moment you enter, having gut feelings about people that turn out to be accurate, knowing things about situations without being told. This isn't coincidence. When you remove the constant input from other people's energies and opinions, your own inner knowing gets stronger. It's like turning down background music so you can finally hear the important conversation. Increased empathy and energy sensitivity. You've probably also noticed you can feel other people's emotions as if they were your own. Walking through a crowd might feel overwhelming. Watching the news might be physically painful. This is because your heart chakra is expanding. You're developing what we call unified consciousness, the ability to feel the interconnectedness of all life. It's overwhelming at first, but this is actually a superpower in development. You're being prepared to be a healer, a counselor, a guide for others who are still lost in unconsciousness. Manifestation abilities coming online. Here's something exciting. During quarantine, many chosen ones discover their thoughts become reality much faster than before. You think about someone, they call. You need something, it shows up. You visualize a change, it happens. This is because the quarantine has cleared your energy field. Without all the mental noise and emotional chaos, your intentions have direct access to the quantum field where manifestation happens. But be careful with this new power. Your negative thoughts manifest just as quickly as your positive ones. This is why the universe quarantined you, to teach you thought discipline in a safe environment before releasing you back into the world with these abilities. The timeline shift. You're moving into a different reality. Something major is happening on the planet right now that most people aren't aware of. We're experiencing what quantum physicists call a reality split. Humanity is dividing into two different timelines. One timeline continues the old patterns: fear, competition, scarcity, conflict. The other timeline is based on love, cooperation, abundance, and peace. The quarantine you've been experiencing, it's the universe moving you from the fear timeline to the love timeline. But you can't make that jump while you're still entangled with people and situations operating from the old consciousness. The Mandela effect and time distortions. You might have noticed time feeling strange lately. Days disappearing, weeks flying by, or the opposite, minutes feeling like hours. This happens when you're shifting between timelines. Linear time is a 3D construct. As you move into higher dimensions, time becomes more fluid, more malleable. You might also notice small changes in your reality. Things being slightly different than you remember. People acting out of character. Situations resolving in unexpected ways. This isn't your imagination failing. This is evidence that you're literally moving into a different version of reality. One that's more aligned with your highest good. The new Earth frequency, the timeline you're moving into. Some people call it New Earth. Others call it 5D reality. Others call it the Golden Age. Operates on completely different principles than the world you grew up in. In this reality, fear-based thinking doesn't work. Manipulation and control fail. Authenticity is rewarded. Intuition is more valued than intellect. Cooperation is more successful than competition. Love is literally the most powerful force. The quarantine has been preparing you to live in this new reality, teaching you how to operate from love instead of fear, how to trust intuition over logic, how to find peace within chaos. When the quarantine ends, the re-emergence of quarantine won't last forever. There will come a day, and you'll know it instinctively, when you're ready to re-engage with the world, But when you do, you won't be the same person who went into isolation. You'll carry unshakable inner peace, crystal clear intuition, powerful manifestation abilities, deep spiritual wisdom, compassion without codependence, strength without aggression. Your new mission when you emerge from quarantine. You'll have a mission that's completely clear to you, not given to you by someone else, not based on what your family expects, not driven by money or status. You'll know exactly why you're here on Earth at this time. You'll understand your unique gifts and how to use them. You'll feel called to serve, but from a place of overflow, not depletion. Some of you will become healers. Others will become teachers, artists, leaders, innovators. But all of you will become bridges, helping other people cross from the old reality into the new one. The ripple effect. Here's the beautiful thing about your transformation. It's not just changing you. It's changing everyone around you. Your family members will start asking what's different about you. Friends will want to know how you became so peaceful. Strangers will be drawn to your energy without understanding why. You'll become living proof that transformation is possible. That there's another way to live. That heaven isn't just a place you go after death. It's a consciousness you can embody while you're alive. Your next steps, if this message resonated with you. Here's what I want you to do. Honor the quarantine. Stop fighting it. Stop feeling guilty about resting. Trust the process. Document your journey. Write down your dreams, insights, and experiences. You're living through a historic spiritual event. Connect with your tribe. Subscribe to this channel and engage with others in the comments who are going through the same thing. Prepare for your mission. Start developing the skills and knowledge you'll need for what's coming next. And remember, you weren't chosen for this experience because you're weak. You were chosen because you're strong enough to handle it. The world needs what you're becoming. Trust the process. Trust yourself. And trust that everything is happening exactly as it should. If this video helped you understand what you've been going through, hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and share it with someone else who might need to hear this message. Drop "I am chosen" in the comments if you're ready to embrace this transformation fully. And I'll see you in the next video, where we'll talk about the specific gifts and abilities that activate when your quarantine period ends. Until then, rest well, chosen one. Your time is coming.